My name is Lucy Smith.
And I'm Ethan Turton. Our top stories today.
So I can confirm today that this government supports a third runway at Heathrow and is inviting proposals to be brought forward by the summer.
Labour is going for growth as the Chancellor Rachel Reeves confirms plans for a third runway at Heathrow. The plan was announced during a speech this morning, which also pushed for development in tech when Reeves outlined a vision for the UK's own European Silicon Valley.
No trams will run between Eccles and Media City from February the 1st to February the 25th due to works at Weast Station. A replacement bus service which accepts tram tickets will run between all affected stops. Services will continue to run from Media City to Manchester Town Centre, and Greater Manchester's Interim Director for Metrolink, Ian Davis, said they are working hard to keep disruption to an absolute minimum.
Manchester City take on Belgian champions Club Bruges tonight in a must-win tie in the UEFA Champions League. With just 2 wins in 7 games, City find themselves in the rare position of fighting for their survival in the competition before knockout stages. There's a chair there. Standing.
Where was standing?
Rachel Reeves has set out a series of major announcements on infrastructure projects, including backing plans for a third runway at Heathrow Airport.
She promised to go further and faster than previous governments and years of sluggish growth in the UK. Our political correspondent Ben Cook joins us for more. Hi Ben.
Hi guys. Stand.
The green spot.
Right. Hello guys, yes, so yes, Rachel Reeves has confirmed that her government is really throwing its weight behind plans for a third runway at Heathrow, and she wants proposals for the plans to be put forward by the summer.
So I can confirm today that this government supports a third runway at Heathrow and is inviting proposals to be brought forward by the summer. We will then take forward a full assessment through the Airport National Policy Statement. This will ensure that the project is value for money, and our clear expectation is that any associated surface transport costs will be financed through private funding. And it will ensure that a third runway is delivered in line with our legal, environmental and climate objectives.
Yeah, so guys, we could see this create 100,000 jobs. She said the runway would make the UK the best connected place to do business in the world. And she stressed the imminence of these plans being in motion, saying we cannot duck the decision any longer. The last full-length runway in Britain was built in the 1940s, and we've seen absolutely no progress in 80 years. The plans did get parliamentary approval back in June 2018, but they have been stuck in limbo after challenges ever since. She invited Heathrow to submit its plans to expand the airport, but promised the government would only stay in line with its legal, environmental and climate objectives. She said we're already making great strides towards a more cleaner and greener environment. However, the plans have prompted fury among environmental campaigners. Rosie Downs, the head of campaigns at Friends of the Earth, called Reeves's growth-fast approach the kind of dangerously short-sighted thinking that has helped cause the climate crisis and left the UK one of the most nature-depleted countries in the world.
Thanks, Ben. As well as the plans for Heathrow, she also laid out some other plans to be part of this mission for growth. Can you tell us a bit about those?
Yes, she did indeed. Other areas of growth the Chancellor mentioned in the speech includes plans for a new UK or European Silicon Valley between Oxford and Cambridge, 2 new reservoirs, changes to infrastructure rules and foreign trade trips, and redevelopment of Old Trafford Football Stadium. Yes, there will be some redevelopment there. She has reiterated her support for redevelopment plans for the football stadium. Manchester United are set to decide by the end of the season on whether to redevelop the existing stadium or to turn it into an 87,000 people capacity venue, keep it as that, sorry, or then build a brand new 100,000 capacity ground. The Old Trafford scheme is being called, and it is expected to use public money to move 3 rail freight terminals blocking the redevelopment. The Mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham, he's promised the scheme will build around 5,000 new homes and create a second major football campus in the city. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, Ben. It was great to hear from you.
In transport news, it has been announced that no trams will run between Eccles and Media City from February the 1st to February the 25th. Our reporter Max is at Media City's tram stop. Hi Max, what can you tell us about the line being closed?
Weast.
Can't hear him.
All the stops affected are the stops from Media City all the way to Eccles. That's Media City, obviously, Langworthy, Broadway, Weast, Ladywell. And all the trains are still running out to Manchester City Centre and beyond.
So, what's been the reaction to the news of large-scale closures out there today, Max?
Well, I have been speaking to a few people about it, and people, on the whole, aren't best pleased. There are bus replacements for all of the affected stops, but most of the people I've asked have said that they don't find buses as reliable as trams. You know, you get stuck in the traffic. One person told me they had absolutely no faith in the affected, in the bus replacements. But the interim network runner for Metrolink, Ian Davies, has said that the maintenance is absolutely necessary in order for the Metrolink, which serves many passengers each year, to keep working into the future. It's part of our 147 million investment to upgrade the rails by 2027, and he said that they're trying their absolute best to keep disruption to an absolute minimum. So he's encouraged people to plan their trips ahead while works continue.
Thank you, Max. For more information on the disruption and the replacement buses, please check the B Network website.
Now, in other news today, today marks the next lunar year. It's the year of the snake. I'm actually a snake myself.
Our reporter Jess spoke to director Jenny Wong at the Manchester Chinese Centre about the upcoming festivities.
Well, we're here on Manchester's Chinatown. It's only 2 p.m. and as you can see, it's already very busy today. Plenty of people coming to celebrate Lunar New Year.
A very happy Lunar New Year to you. What brings you to Chinatown today?
To see what's going on, but apparently it's nothing much.
I think we have to have the dinner with our family, but unfortunately for I study abroad here, so I just can celebrate the festival with my friends. Is there any like specific traditions that you follow on New Year's?
We like for this following dates, we all stay family. We go to all the different restaurants and say hello for each other and make a lot of traditional food.
Do you want to wave the snake?
Of course.
According to Jess, the festivities are going to last for at least 2 weeks after today, so there's plenty going around in Manchester.
Now, 2 new city poets have been appointed by Manchester City of Literature, a charity which aims to connect people with the area's rich literary heritage.
We caught up with one of the poets, Charlotte Shavenko, at night, who spoke to us about the value of sharing culture through poetry and her efforts to preserve her own Ukrainian heritage through her work.
What
The
I find
poets will
really
work
exciting
on a
by
range of
being able to
commission-
write about my family specifically and kind of my childhood memories is that part of our culture is then preserved in some way and can be shared. And so I don't want the kind of exclusive national identity to be one of victimhood. I want to remember also that we have a lot of humour and there's a lot of beauty in art and food's been like an incredibly important part of that culture too, and I really want to emphasize that.
To bring together language, culture and diversity until January 2026.
Speaking of countries coming together, it's going to be a very different story at the Etihad tonight as Manchester City face off against Belgian team Club Bruges for survival in the UEFA Champions League.
Anything less than victory could be the end for City.
Here's Tom, our sports correspondent, with the latest updates.
Thank you very much, Ethan, and welcome to Quays News Sports. Yes, it's an enormous fixture kicking off at 8 p.m. at the Etihad tonight. Manchester City welcome Club Bruges in the final Champions League phase fixture for a season-defining match. It's a brand new format this season, and City, who won the competition the season before last, are currently placed 25th following a torrid campaign in which they've won just 2 of 7 games. This places them in the elimination zone, 2 points from safety and needing nothing less than a win tonight to avoid a first group phase exit for 12 years. Their opponents, second-placed Belgian side Club Bruges, just need a draw to qualify. You can check out the Quays News website for a great feature on Club Bruges manager Nicky Haven and read about his roots in the Welsh Premier League as reported by Charlie Elliott. But for now, have a look at what City fans told our people on the ground, Karen and Seb, ahead of the do or die match tonight. Both the players and staff are bound by non-disclosure agreements upon the matter, and therefore we are not allowed to talk about the situation with the players yesterday, but a press conference is due within the next few weeks to get a clearer understanding of what is happening with the club. In contrast, United will pick up their much more successful Europa League campaign tomorrow night as they travel away to Bucharest with automatic qualification already secured. It's a saving grace for their so far disastrous league campaign, which places them down in 12th. Those woes will be left in the rearview mirror if Ruben Amorim's side can stage a successful cup campaign. And tomorrow's opponents, Bucharest, are the 8th place team in this competition. So, Ethan, I think that's back to you.
Thank you very much, Tom. It's great to hear about the sport. Now we're coming to the end of the programme. Should we celebrate with a drink afterwards?
Well, I'm actually doing dry January this year, so it might have to wait till next week.
Dry January. It's a fool's game, but do tell us more.
So this is my second year doing it, and I thought I'd like to find out a bit more. So I spoke to Joe Marley from Alcohol Change UK, and I also found out about a new alcohol-free bar which has recently opened in Manchester's Northern Quarter.
The Dry January Challenge is simple. The aim is to not drink at all through January and really understand the benefits that you'll get from that dry month and then taking it forward. So whether your goal is to explore being alcohol-free longer term or cutting back and reducing, actually just having that month of reset is a really powerful experience for people who take part.
A lot of young people are choosing a sober lifestyle these days. Over the last 10 to 15 years, we've seen a gradual decline in young people's drinking. Data from the annual health survey for England found that the proportion of 16 to 24-year-olds who report drinking alcohol in the last week fell from 67% in 2002 to 36% in 2022. But many don't want to lose that social aspect. I spoke to Laura. She's 25 and sober and works at Hinterland, Manchester's only alcohol-free bar.
So I'm personally in the recovery community, and a big phrase that pops up all the time is the opposite of addiction is connection. And it is about people drink to drown out their own loneliness, and you know, it's isolating even though you're around people all the time. So this is like the direct answer to things like that. And even if you're not in recovery to loneliness, there's a loneliness epidemic going on at the minute. And to have a space where we want to welcome you in and we want you to talk to us. We're not going to be behind the bar being like, we're too busy to have a conversation with you. So it's already showing to have an effect on people for the better, because it's definitely changed my life. And there's been so many people come in to share their stories with drink and struggle, and saying that they feel so relieved to have found a place in Manchester. It's such a busy city where, you know, people don't seem to be able to stop and connect with people, and that's just really beautiful to see that and to have that kind of hub.
More things for people who don't drink alcohol out there, especially like a bar. Maybe we'll have to try it sometime.
Yes, definitely.
Well, that's all that we've got time for today. Thank you for watching Quays News at 4:30.